The biggest story on CNBC.com right now. In fact, the last time I looked was 2 of the 3 top stories was about Amazon. You probably saw what happened. Amazon, there was some talk, and I don't want to say what Amazon said they were going to do because they've denied things, and we don't know exactly what occurred, that maybe parts of Amazon would reflect the pricing increase to certain customers that would say this is the tariff thing. And Amazon said, no, we're not going to do it, or we never were going to do it. Caroline Levitt at the White House pushed back on it. I'll call it Amazon Gate. Forget about Amazon. If a company were to say we're raising prices because of the tariff, is that a hostile act?
I think if you go out of your way to try to make it seem like your price has changed when it's nonsense, okay? A 10% tariff.
Why is that nonsense?
Because a 10% tariff is not going to change virtually any price. The only price it would change would be a product that we don't make here, like a mango. You know, if we don't have mangoes here and we charge 10%.
Hopefully nobody's making mangoes.
Right.
Yes, you're
correct. Or cocoa. Right? We don't grow cocoa in America. So, but what you're going to see is you're going to see us relentlessly do trade deals everywhere in the world. And when we do a trade deal with that country, we're going to say cocoa does not have a tariff. Right? Because this is the smart way that Donald Trump is doing it. He understands if you make a deal with a country and you give them the parts that they want and they need, they're going to open their market. Let us sell soybeans there. Let us sell, people won't let us sell chicken. They won't let us sell beef. It's all nonsense. So we open their markets. Think about this. We have a $1.2 trillion trade deficit. That means we're buying extra stuff from other people in the world. If we cut that 25%, that's 1% of GDP growth in America. $300 billion grows America 1% for the rest of our lives. This is how you get employment. This is how you get better jobs. Donald Trump understands it. He's on it and he's driving it. And no one's ever done it before. And I tell you, the power of this, you're going to see each country is going to say we're selling an extra 10 billion, 20 billion, 30 billion. It's going to be amazing.
When do we get the deals? Right before we went live, there was a segment on about India, and your colleague, Treasury, Scott Bessent, was saying we're close to a deal. The Japanese came into D.C., kind of left empty-handed. When do we get that big headline, Mr. Secretary, where there is a firm deal? Because you're a markets guy. I don't need to tell you this. If we get a headline that we've signed some deal with China and whatever, the markets are going to rip.
So,
or actually, I shouldn't say that. Would you say that?
Well, Treasury Secretary Bessent is focused on China. That's his portfolio. He's got to get something done with China. And my portfolio is the rest of the world's trade deals. So they are
That's
coming.
a big portfolio.
Oh, it's the greatest thing because we have every country in the world, just like Donald Trump has said, who wants to do a deal with us. Now, here's the point. I have a deal. Done. But I need to wait for their prime minister and their parliament to give its approval, which I expect shortly. Well, I'm not going to tell you what country. Let the president.
It's just you and me here, and a couple million people hopefully watching.
I let the president decide. So, and then there are country after country where we're just working through the details. But you have to remember, they have prime ministers, they have parliament, they have to work through their process. But all of these are going to be coming, and what they're going to be is they're going to be incredibly smart, incredibly thoughtful. They're going to unleash the ability for us to export to them to grow. And they are going to also protect our industry so we can grow. And I think our GDP is going to pop from there. Remember, if we grow our 1% GDP here or 2%, if we cut our trade deficit in half, that's 2% GDP. And then you take the money, right, and you take the growth in America. And how about this?
But
these factories, wait a minute, these factories, right? Think of it, if you have $4 trillion in people building, and let's say normally people would build $1 trillion in America anyway, $1.5 trillion. So you'd say $2.5 trillion, right? That's 2 points of GDP on these factory workers. No one is adding up the numbers that Donald Trump is going to produce the greatest growth of the domestic economy ever seen. And I just want people to take out a calculator. You know, it comes free in your iPhone. Take out your calculator. We do just under 30 trillion.
What are we going to
GDP.
make the iPhone here?